Take the mouth of the gauge and press down on the valve. As soon as you hear a blast of air, remove it.
Now read the gauge to see just how much air pressure the tire has. With a little practice, you'll get the hang of it.
Overinflation is just as bad as underinflation. If the PSI is too high, then you have to let some air out.
To let the air out of your tire, find the nipple in the center of the tire valve. Press down on this nipple with the side of your gauge to deflate the tire.
Check all the other tires the same way. If any are underinflated, use an air pump till they're up to snuff. Most service stations will have a pump you can use.
If you check air pressure every week or so, you'll spend less on gas and get more life out of your tires. Every once in a while, check your spare as well, so that you won't be stranded if you get a flat.
A lot of cars don't have a real spare tire. These days, you get a downsized version, affectionately known as a donut.
You shouldn't drive far or fast on one of these tires. A donut spare is made only to get you as far as a nearby service station after you have a flat tire. Speaking of flat tires.
Fixing flat tires.
We all know that nothing can ruin a good time more than getting a flat tire, so we'll show you the quick and easy way to get yourself back on the road.
If you get a flat while driving, the most important thing is safety. Don't slam on your brakes, but rather slow down by applying them gradually. Pull far off the road on the right-hand side. Turn on your hazards and raise the hood.
Is a spare tire under my hood?
No, probably not. The raised hood just alerts other drivers that you're in distress and that they should be careful.
You'll also need a jack to raise your car when you have a flat tire. Hopefully your car came with one, probably in the trunk.
You need to make sure you have the right tools and equipment in your car at all times. In addition to the jack, you'll also need a spare tire, wheel chocks, and a tire iron. Double check to make sure you have these in your car.
Now place your chocks. If the front of the car is being raised, place the chocks behind the rear tires. If the rear is being raised, the chocks go in front of the front tires.
Jacks are the jaws of life for your car. They can really save the day. But used improperly, a jack is potentially dangerous. So be smart and be safe.
Using a jack. Demonstrating this contraption is a bit like trying to explain how to use a corkscrew. There's no substitute for doing it yourself till you get the hang of it.
A jack has two ends, a base and a claw. The base goes on the ground and the claw fits into the jack point on your car.
Look for the little depression found underneath the bottom panel. These special jack points are the only places where the jack should come in contact with your car. You can find them along the body side. Your owner's manual will show you where they are.
Make certain that the jack rests on level ground. If it's not, it could slip, and that doesn't lead to a happy ending. Place the jack under the point next to the wheel you want to change. The base should be slightly under your car and firmly on the ground. In the proper position, the handle will stick out at you.
If you have a hubcap, pry it off with a screwdriver or similar tool.
Using the tire iron, loosen the lug nuts on the wheel, but don't take them off.
Now back to the jack. Turn it clockwise to raise the vehicle. Make sure the claw is on the jack point as you work. You can stop when the wheel is a couple of inches off the ground. Raise the car higher for a real tire than for a donut tire. Now that you have the car jacked up, you can go ahead and grab the tire iron again and remove the lug nuts all the way. Put them to the side, but be sure not to misplace them.
Pull the flat off your car and grab the spare. Hoist it onto the bolts and hand tighten the nuts back on. Don't tighten them all the way. We'll do that in a second.
Lower the car until the tire securely touches the ground. To lower the jack, just do everything you did before, but do it in reverse. So this time, turn the handle counterclockwise. You're done with the jack now. Take the tire iron again and firmly tighten the nuts.
Using a star pattern. Tighten the top nut first, then the bottom right, move to the top left, over to the right, and then the bottom left. This ensures that the wheel goes on straight. If your wheel has 4 lug nuts, just tighten them in diagonal pairs.
Gather your tools and the flat, stick everything in your trunk, and you're on your way. If you have a donut tire, drive at a prudent speed to a nearby service station for repairs.
Tire tread.
Your tennies have a groovy ridge and a groove pattern on the bottom. This tread allows you to zig, zag, and stop on a dime.
Your tire tread gives your car great traction, helping it stay on the road, even in wet conditions. Tread wears down though, on your tires and on your sneakers. You shouldn't let the tread get lower than 2/32 of an inch. Now an easy test is to take a good old-fashioned penny, flip it upside down, and stick it in the tread. Now you shouldn't be able to see the top of old Honest Abe's head. If you can, you need to replace that tire.
Rotation is something you can do to get more life out of your tires. Some car manufacturers don't suggest rotating, but if yours does, follow the pattern in the owner's manual.
Tire rotation should be performed every 6,000 miles. That's every other oil change. If you have your oil changed for you, just ask the technician to rotate the tires. Your car will already be on a lift for the oil change, so the cost of tire rotation, well, it'll be minimal.
If you want to rotate the tires yourself, just jack up your car and make the switch, the same as you do with a flat. You shouldn't replace your chucks one at a time, and the same holds true with your tires.
Tires should be purchased in pairs.
Replace your tires as a set, either the two front or the two rear.
Another cool tip is to put your best two tires on the front of your car. That way you can receive maximum steering control.
What kind of tires should I get?
Buy a good mid-grade tire from a reputable wholesaler. The letters A, B, and C are used to describe the tire's traction and reaction to temperature. Like grades, the higher the better, so try to get A or B rated tires, and definitely stay away from the C's. Another rating is tread wear, with numbers like 100, 200, and so on. The higher the number, the longer your tire should wear. Also, radial tires are a great bet. These guys have a special design that can extend the life of the tire by as much as 80,000 miles. In fact, today, most manufacturers recommend radial tires.
And that's tires. Now onto your car's electrical system.
And now a bit about the electrical system.
In this section, you'll learn about the care and feeding of your battery and how to correctly and safely jump-start your car. The battery provides the spark or electrical flash that starts your car, and it also provides power to the electrical system. The electrical system consists of the battery, the distributor, spark plugs, and ignition coil and switch.
If these guys don't work in perfect harmony, you can't even get your car started. You'd have nothing. Nada. Zilch. Zero. Bupkis.
Your battery. The battery is the heartbeat of your car.
You may feel a little anxious when working around your battery, and for good reason, but we'll show you step by step what to do and what not to do. Just practice common sense safety procedures and you'll be fine.
Car batteries store electricity in chemical form. Sparks near the battery can create a dangerous chemical reaction, sometimes resulting in an explosion. Always wear safety goggles when working around your battery.
Whenever you work on your battery or any part of your electrical system, make sure your car is turned off and that the keys are not in the ignition.
Look under your hood for a cube-shaped thingy with a couple of cables running from it. The cube is your battery, with one cable running to the starter and alternator, and the other to the car frame, which acts as an electrical ground.
Terminals connect these cables to your battery. You'll see a plus sign near one terminal and a minus sign near the other. Obviously, that's how you distinguish between the positive cable and the negative cable.
Good grooming. It's crucial for humans, gorillas, and car batteries. Once or twice a year, give your battery a thorough cleaning. I still got it.
The acid and other chemicals in batteries create corrosion on the terminals. To keep the juice flowing, clean this guck off your battery.
For this, you'll need some goggles, an old wire brush, rubber gloves, baking soda, and water. Use a baking soda and water solution for cleaning. If you don't have a disposable wire brush, a toothbrush will do just fine.
Scrub all the white powdery crud off the cables and the terminals. You may have a lot of